investment advisors, and we've used technology, and this is what Jindu's referring to in our AI-powered insights, to be able to deliver those insights and that advice to any Filipino via technology. So I'm really excited about that. It's a personal pain point of mine in being able to kind of manage my own daily finances. It's something we've heard from many of our clients, and we're really proud of the fact that we're going to be able to take all of those learning across many years and ensure that any Filipino that downloads our app can enjoy the advice that we have built up and the knowledge that we have built up over those 172 years. So I wanted to share that as something that I think sets us as BPI apart. I'm not sure if we're going to open it up for questions from the floor. Sorry for that monologue.
Actually, we are. It's a live stream. Just checking out anything for me, like on your face, like I said before.
Yeah, I guess just to add to what Mariana said. It's the best. Yeah, so just to add to what Mariana was saying, so I guess for us, the new BPI app is really a step forward. And what will come ahead is what really excites me. And you've touched on that, on going into advisory and how we can really help Filipinos in their day-to-day transacting lives, right? As we look forward to what's ahead, there's going to be a lot that you can do more in the app, so it's very clear. But it's really that other side of advising Filipinos through their day-to-day lives that is really something that we look forward to.
So, to open the Q&A, anybody have questions? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and start off. Yes, we have one in the back. Come on forward. Sorry. Someone's ready to mic. Wait around. Do you have a microphone? Thanks.
The AI-powered advice, how are you going to do it? Will it be very sensitive to the plight that Filipinos have? Because, of course, we have lots of poverty here, lots of people are unbanked, and many other issues. There are a lot of discussions about AI-powered advice outside of the Philippines, and until now it is not really taken off yet. How is it going to be different?
Yeah, maybe I'll take that. So when we talk about AI, there's actually a lot of types of implementation of AI. For us, the way we look at our personal finance management is to use AI to take a look at the day-to-day usage that you have. And what do we mean by that? Maybe you transact and spend somewhere, you maintain a certain level of deposits, or maintain a certain level of savings. And the way the AI that we're looking into implementing is really looking into that and personalizing the advice depending on how you use it. An example that we always use here is if, let's say, for a certain period of time, you've actually seen your deposit levels increase. And it gives an opportunity for us to advise clients to say, hey, maybe you would like to open a time deposit or even an investment account. Again, with the view of helping Filipinos build a better life, right? The opposite would also be true. If there are increases in spends, which we know these are challenging times, then the AI that we will provide and will provide advice to may say, hey, maybe you need to avail of a personal loan. Is that something that we can help you with? And that's where BPI comes in to help our clients.
Yeah, the technology, building on what you said, the technology can also help identify patterns. So sometimes in our daily lives, where there are some smaller spends that we're doing that we're not really kind of thinking through. And when you look at them on aggregate, say on a monthly basis, you're realizing, oh, I bought coffee 10 times this month. And it helps you kind of gain insights as to kind of transactions you might be doing that you might want to reconsider, given some spending, some savings goals that you may have also put forward. So it's kind of a guiding light based off of your goals of things that might be helpful to consider.
Because most of the time people see banks as
Absolutely. We call that, internally, we call it beyond banking, right? So what sets us apart from the kind of daily transactions and technology-driven transactions and functions, which we think that many of the banks, being honest, are offering today.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Sorry, we have a follow-up question.
Yes, please. But sorry to ask, but it's not just AI-powered marketing. We're not just offering new services or new loans or investments because they're depositing. It will be different.
No, definitely not. It boils down to the needs of the clients, and I think that's what really makes it unique, because it is about you. It is about how you use the app and how you bank with UBI, and through that gives you relevant and really focuses on what you need. So no, it's definitely not going to be something like a product push, because that's not what we want to have.
So it's not ads.
No, definitely.
It's not ads. It's really depending on your habits. Is that correct?
That's right.
Thank you. We have another. Oh, go ahead. Yes, Maria.
Just a simple example, you set a savings. You set a savings goal, and you put kind of a time element on that of when you need to save. Let's say it's for tuition, for an anticipated child's university education, or even a trip, which is also valid. It will send you nudges as you're to help ensure that you're reaching that goal on that time.
Thank you. We have another question.
Hi, good morning. Congratulations. My name is Arabel Jimenez of motorismo.ph. I've been a BPI online user for the past 20 years. I'm really a loyal BPI customer.
Thank you so much.
I do all the transactions there, like all the payments. My question is this a separate app? And is there any plans of integrating it? And the third one is how are you gonna do it? What's the procedure?
Yeah, so this is a separate app, right? I think DG touched on that. That with one of the questions we always receive is why another app? This brings with it a different technology stack. So it may be a little bit technical, but as mentioned earlier, it then will allow us to deploy new functionalities and features at a faster pace. So yes, it is a separate app. When we move towards this, we were trying to make sure that it impacts our clients, to make it really easy for our clients to shift. And I touched on this, that you can just download the app, use your existing credentials, and everything actually moves to this new app. That said, we're looking at an end state, really moving everyone from the old BPI mobile app to this new BPI app. And it's something that we look forward to later this year.
Okay, just to clarify that, then I'm going to jump in a follow-up question. So the old BPI app will be phased out?
That's right.
Okay, so it will be phased out.
What's your timeline for the phase out?
So we're looking at the end of the year, by the second half of the year. Of course, we take into account the various factors, and we want to make sure that clients are assisted and shifted properly. So we're looking at the second half of the year to be able to do that.
Thank you.
So that's between June to December. Okay. This is a lot of time, no panic. But of course, download the app as soon as you can. Thank you for your question. Anybody else? We have one in the back. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. I'm Alay from Ilag Manila. My question is, for example, what's the purpose for this one? Are you going to reach the masses for like one ID can easily open an app? And what would be your advantage amongst other banks? For example, for me, heavy GP problems for online wallets would be how to cash in. Will you be giving free or zero transfer rates from this being under one umbrella, under one group of company?
Maybe I'll jump in on that. So I think the objective, and I think what is unique about the app really is that anyone can enjoy it. I believe. I think that there's a wide range of products that we have on the app that can appeal to a wide variety of users. That being said, we do have a number of other apps as well, such as Vibe, which is an e-wallet that we also soft launched. And that, given the fact that it's an e-wallet and not a deposit-based account, will be kind of a simpler onboarding, if you will. But that being said, I think with the BPI app, it's again one ID, 5 minutes. So we really think that anyone can enjoy it and that it's easy to use and can appeal to all. I did want to speak to the Gcash comment because actually I did hear it also earlier and I've heard it in other groups before. And actually I know that we've developed quite a bit of comfort with Gcash as a wallet, quite easy to use. But actually many of the features, especially payments, can also be done on the BPI app. And things that you don't have to transfer out to Gcash. You can actually make any of your bills payments or your transfers quite easily. And so I encourage you all to explore the new app because I think the way the team has also designed the user interface and experience makes it very seamless, less clicks to make the payments you need to make.
Let me also add to that, Mariana. So I think you had a question as well about how this will actually help the masses. Yes. So again, making it easy and fast for people to be able to just open. I think that's one thing that we have in our online banking platform. So one ID in 5 minutes, you should be able to open it. You've touched as well on fees and ability for you to be able to load, and you can actually do that with the BPI app. I think earlier there was a question about different features, and one of the features there is transferring from one bank to another, or even to a wallet. If you go to our BPI app today, you can actually go to Pay, Load, e-wallet, and you will have a choice of different wallets for you to be able to load. Gcash, other types, it's all there. So something, I guess it's really allowing clients to do more with just the BPI app.
You also mentioned the features transaction limit. I have, for example, how would you convince me to go back to BPI, for example, or go apply for the BPI online app? For example, I do online transactions. Are there limit transactions that are no fees, no transaction fees?
Well, for us, when we talk about customized transaction limits, it's really a security feature that we provide for our clients, right? We know that there are certain instances wherein you want to have more control on how much you can transfer, for example, to Gcash, to another bank, or even to different unenrolled accounts in BPI. So what customized transaction limits does is, depending on your preference, if you are at most willing to be able to expose yourself to a 10,000 limit for a transfer to another bank, you could actually set that. And you can quickly change that, and it's an added security for clients to use.
Lastly, how secure is it? Would I be receiving OTP or sort of security feature that would enable me to confirm if this transaction is valid or not?
Yes, there's a lot of security. I think that we've also touched on that in one of the survey. What do you look for? Security, right? For us, that's also part of it. Even in the changing of these customized limits, you will have to do it via what we call mobile key or OTPs to be able to authenticate it. So again, we know that security, especially when we talk about your bank accounts, is very, very close to the hearts of our clients, right? So we took step and are taking steps to make sure that they are able to bank as securely as possible.
Thank you.
Nice, yeah. Chris, just again, this is also news to me. So now you can change your limit. It's up to you to change your limit.
Yes.
The bank is not imposing
It's
a transfer limit.
actually up to the clients and how they want to use their limits.
Then just go back to your safety limit. Because of course it's seasonal. Like, what if it's enrollment season? For me, that was my issue. If it's enrollment, it's like, I can only do like this amount every day.
Yeah. And you can actually change it, and it's applicable. It's immediately applied. So great.
You'll get an SMS notification. So
That's the two-step security.
In the sense that you'll get an alert.
And that's why if it's not you, you can call or say, hey, this isn't me. and it can be stopped, or something can be done.
Yeah, and then as Fitz mentioned, the mobility offers a different layer of, and credit to the team, because I think BPI was one of the first in the country to launch that. OTP obviously is still quite vulnerable to smishing, I guess it's called now.
That's smishing.
But SMS phishing. But mobility actually can be based off of biometrics, right? So there's that added layer of security. So I do encourage everyone to kind of enable your mobility if you haven't already.
Wonderful. Anybody else out there? More questions?
Hello, my name is Penny. I recently received a prompt to download Vibe by BPI, which appears to be an e-wallet for BPI. Will this app be compatible with the new BPI app? And are you encouraging us to switch to that instead of other e-wallets?
Yeah, so when you talk about Vibe, Vibe is really our wallet and loyalty platform. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it is different from, it's the same as that of the BPI app. So it's totally separate. And the way it works is we've also planned close integration between the two apps. So what do I mean by this? In terms of ability for you to be able to cash into Vibe or even cash out of Vibe into your deposit account, that's readily available in both Vibe. And I guess the move and our view is, as we continue to be able to develop this Vibe platform, it's really a one-stop platform for you to be able to use, because as you use it, you're actually getting rewarded, right? So that's one of the key things that's in Vibe. So have Vibe, you can even redeem the points that you've earned in the app if you haven't tried yet. So there's a lot of merchants there. Based on the points that you earn, you can quickly just redeem it depending on your needs. So again, that's how we're positioning it. It's different from the BPI app because BPI app is really deposit accounts, your investments, and this is a separate, which is really a wallet.
And by the very nature of it being an e-wallet, it's a lower barrier to onboarding. So it's not held to the same regulatory requirements, know your client requirements. So it's actually a little bit easier to open an account or open a wallet, which allows you to get to know BPI a little better. And then, as you get to know our products and features, we're happy to kind of offer you some of the deposit products and investment products in the BPI app.
Thank you, Mariana. One last, I think this is our last question. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, obviously I'm fascinated with the AI part of this
Go ahead.
launch. I haven't tried this yet. I want to go to ChatGPT and tell them, okay, my child is 1 year old. In 20 years, he wants to probably go to an Ivy League school. What do I do to invest so that I can save up for that? I don't know what ChatGPT will say, but how complicated what are the complicated questions, financial planning questions that AI and BPI will be able to answer for people who are going to use the app? And related to that, if we're going to use also what Jinpy said earlier, when people go to the branch, they don't go there just to transact. So it's now beyond banking is you can go there and actually sit down with your investment advisor and ask them, okay, this is my situation. I'm in debt 1 million pesos. I am earning this much, but I want to be able to retire well. And that advisor, I suppose, will be able to provide me with options that are not just related to BPI products, right? It's really the whole financial planning. But those are two questions. So my first question is, for the app, how complicated can the advice be, AI-powered advice? And for the branch, what's it gonna be like? I'm so excited.
Let me jump in by saying that actually that's definitely a use case that we see in a future state. And the technology that we've invested in is a regional technology that's actually empowered other banks such as DBS to offer this advice. So we will absolutely be able to answer that question at some point soon. Right now, we're testing out the technology. It's really kind of the first time in the market, so we're starting out with other use cases that are maybe more simpler in nature. But that exact question is actually what's driven a lot of the conversations with the team, is we want to be able to help Filipinos be guided as to the many kind of life goals they have, right? And in parallel, right? Because you might have different goals for different members of your family or yourself. And the thought is that we take the learnings that we've gotten over the past, as I mentioned, 172 years, and use that to train the technology, right? So inputs from our relationship managers, our investment advisors, and use that to train the advice that we're going to be giving, whether in person or via technology. So all of that to say is, today you may not be able to answer that via the BPI app, but soon you should be able to.
Not yet. You had a second question about what will happen when you go to the bank? To the branch. What will happen when you go to the branch when it comes to financial advice?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think in the medium term, actually, we'll probably, what we're looking to do is really ensure that we use technology to kind of corral the best of insights and use that to guide our relationship managers, our investment advisors, and also the technology aspect. So eventually you should have pretty similar experiences in branch or via the app, I would hope.
Go ahead, Jinvi. Yeah.
Hi, Salve. I think it's a really great question. It's something that we are also trying to figure out how best to deliver a customer experience that's truly meaningful and relevant to all our customers. And there's no one size fits all. What Mariana and Fitz are sharing with you would be for those who are comfortable with the app and who would have at this point still simple needs, then the app can definitely provide that. Now, the app or the AI, remember, it learns. It's constantly learning and getting better as well. So as more people use it, then the app or the AI would also be able to provide increasingly sophisticated advice. But that's why the phygital strategy of BPI works very, very well in this stage of the banking industry. Because right now, many of our investment advisors have really been trained for a great number of years now to provide answers and options, as you said, to the questions that you may have, which the app will not be able to answer. That's why we need to integrate the both into a phygital strategy. When the app is not able to give you the complexity in advice, then go to your investment advisor or relationship manager. And just as a sneak peek, what we'd like to be able to do in the branch is when you come and you have a relationship manager and say you have a very complex need for an investment, or just thinking about your retirement, or as you said, the question is you have a child who eventually would want to go abroad, right? There are many options possible. And the relationship manager has access to even more experts through our investment advisory teams that are in the head office. So when you go to the branch, there is a capability to access investment advisors in the head office and do a virtual hybrid engagement. That's digital.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Jinvi. And